All right. Good morning, guys. How's everyone doing today? What a day it was yesterday. Can everyone see everything look good here? Think so. Good morning, guys. So I'm wearing the F1 shirt, F1 Miami, in honor of the F1 weekend that we're about to have. So we have what practice was today. I should know. F1. Where's the race this week? Oh, it's the French Grand Prix. So the French Grand Prix. So when F1 comes to Miami, maybe you guys, if you're into F1, come to Miami. Maybe we'll do a meetup there. I'm definitely going to be there. I've been waiting so long to go to an F1 race, and with it coming to Miami, I'm very excited about that. So good morning, guys. How's everyone doing today? P-Man, Mustafa, some of the daily visitors, Seth, Tashumbi, Kevin. What's going on, Kevin? Mr. TNT, JJ, of course. Good morning. Yes, I'm very happy it's Friday. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. A monster day yesterday for me. Let's just recap. If you guys were here yesterday, you should remember this flag that we talked about right here in the morning yesterday on Nvidia. And look at this unbelievable move yesterday. I could not even believe what I was watching yesterday on Nvidia. One of the craziest moves that I have seen in quite a while. And look at these two beautiful flag patterns that formed here. Perfect break and retests. Previous resistance turning into support. Previous resistance right here turning into support. And look at these two beautiful moves here on Nvidia. Hopefully you guys were able to catch some of that if you just joined the live streams and able to catch that by yourself. Or if you're in the Discord, we were all over this thing. I know a lot of you guys took this, so congratulations on Nvidia there, guys. That was a sick move. Overall, the entire market was insane, and we just saw what a bounce back after that FOMC. I was, when the news came out about what the Fed said, it did not seem like anything too drastic. There was no drastic changes. The CNBC was saying that it was pretty hawkish, which I don't really believe it was, and I think the market just blew off what they had to say and just figured. We had a lot of big hedge fund managers. We had Cathie Wood come on to CNBC yesterday and say how they have little fear about the potential downfall of tech and the potential downfall of high growth in the future due to what the Fed said. So I think that helped the market out a little bit too. I see some talk about the Discord. Yeah, you can cancel at any time if you don't like it. I personally couldn't trade without it, so that's just me. If I didn't start it, I would definitely be a part of it. Clarify on the 40 EMA 1 minute 9. So just real quick, I'll go over that just before we get into everything. EV is pumping right now. That's interesting. So you guys can see right here in my charts, I have the 9, the 40, and the 105 EMAs. And that is because instead of just having the 9 EMA and going in between the 1 and 5 minute, so let's say, for example, let's say I'm trading on the 1 minute here on Nvidia, right? So I was looking at this yesterday, sort of trading this, right? Look at this insane hold on the 9 EMA. And you can see this pullback, and it pulled back to this green line. And I found that the 40 EMA pretty much very closely, it's not perfect. I said in my video yesterday, it is not perfect. It's not going to be the exact same. But it was a nice pullback to this green line. And this green line represents the 9 EMA on the 5 minute. So instead of switching my time frames all the time, so instead of having to do this every time, going back and forth, trying to figure out where this thing's pulling back to, which if you look at the 5 minute, it was right to the 9 EMA, right? So in my video, you guys saw it was a perfect pullback to the 9 EMA right here. on the 5-minute chart. And so instead of switching time frames, I just put it all on the 1 minute. And I already know when I see it move back down to the green line on my 1 minute, I know that that is getting very close, if not on the 9 EMA on the 5 minute, which is another support line usually on a deeper pullback. So that is why I have those. And the 105 is the 15-minute 9 EMA. So let's see if I can find. We did not pull. Oh yeah, so we did pull back. Let's see, this deeper pullback, this was at 12:30. So at 12:15, 12:30, we were pulling back to the 15-minute 9 EMA. And so let's see if that closely, yeah. So it's pretty close. It's not perfect, but it's pretty damn close. Right here, you can see it pull back to that 15-minute 9 EMA, which is this 105 right here. You see the red line. So I've been playing around with the lines. I've been playing around with the periods on the EMAs, and I found this to be pretty close. And you can see this pullback right here was all the way down to the 15-minute. So this is just a good way to not have to switch your time frames all the time, and you can just keep it on the 1 minute. I've been very accustomed to trading on the 1 minute. I've done this almost the entire time that I've traded, so I didn't want to change up, what I'm used to looking at on the time frames. At least this is for, and remember, this is for short-term trading. This is not for long-term. This is for short-term trading, and that's why for long-term, which we look at a lot on this live stream, I used a 20, 50, and 100-day simple moving average, because that is what that is what the market looks at on these longer-term time frames. So that's hopefully that clears up your questions from yesterday's video there. Out of the 40 minutes, brilliant, good. That's good to hear that, Hill. Very happy to hear that. Good morning, guys. All right, so we got about 160 in here, 42 likes. Let's get this to 100 before we even start, huh? Maybe for 25,000 subscribers. That would thank you guys for for all the support on this channel. I've definitely seen an increase in viewership and sort of just the camaraderie on the channel due to the live stream. So I'm very happy that I did start these live streams. I'm happy that I'm able to talk to you guys on a daily basis, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. The Discord chat is a little bit of both, but right at this current moment, it's a little bit more about day trading, just because of some of the movements that I've been taking advantage of. But I mean, me personally is a lot about day trading right now. But there's more people than just me in this chat. This chat is not just about me. It's not a one-man show here. This is about everyone in the chat. And there's definitely people that are swing trading. There's people that are day trading. There's people that are trading just spreads. There's a lot of people that just trade the theta gang strategies. So it's a big community, and you guys can find anything that you're looking for, I think, in the chat. So yeah, I mean, it's just a big community of multiple trading strategies. Yeah, camaraderie. It's a difficult word to say. Did I get the beard cut? I do it myself. Got it. I trimmed it up a little bit. All right. So let's go ahead and get started here. Let's go ahead and get into the schedule so that we can get to what you guys want to look at today and make sure that we have time for that. Let me just switch this over real quick. So first, futures as always. You guys already know that. Market rotation. So we're going to talk a little bit about the rotation that we're seeing in tech versus the Dow. So Nasdaq versus Dow. It's very clear, and it's something to definitely remember and keep an eye out for. Yeah, today is quadruple witching, I believe. Yes, I've read a lot of articles about witching in general. Like we have the triple witching, quadruple witching, all this stuff. I don't really see a direct correlation of any type of market move on these days. So it's not like quadruple witching market goes down. So I don't really try to cloud my judgment with these days where people are talking about these quad witching days, because if you cloud your judgment coming into today thinking that it's only going to be down because of what's happening with all the option contract expiring, with the futures contracts expiring, I think it sort of clouds your judgment. So I come into these days, even though it is quad witching, I come into these days like every other day. I just watch the price action, and if I find something that I like, I take it. If I don't, I leave it alone, and that's it. You just got to keep it simple. I'm not even too concerned about it. But I will, if I see something crazy in the market, then I'll probably know that's why. Do I put your room? Yes, I have. So I put my entries if I take swing trades in one of my rooms here. Desi trades, I do. But please don't join the Discord chat if you're just looking to follow my trades, please. That's really not why you should join. If that's why you're joining, you need to change your mentality around trading. You're not going to be successful if you join mine, if you join someone else's, if you join someone on Instagram. If you join these chats because you're just trying to copy trades, you are going to fail in the long term. So just, I know it's a little hard to hear that, but that's the truth. So come here for the truth. Is the Nasdaq falling right now? It is. They're talking about inflation and tapering right now. So like every other day that I would talk about. So real quick, you guys saw this monster move yesterday in the Nasdaq. Please expect some type of pullback today. That's a huge move. So even if we pull back, don't freak out. But anyways, market rotation. We'll talk about that Nvidia flag that we saw yesterday. Really big move, awesome move. Congratulations to anyone that took that. We'll look at an Apple breakout. Apple is breaking out of the daily chart, and I want to show you that. That's very important. Square. I didn't take this swing, but I want to update you guys on this swing trade idea that we talked about on the live stream. It's looking very good, and I just wanted to show it to you today so you can get an idea. We have Roku, which is still holding the trend line that we talked about. I want to show you that. PayPal broke above 275 yesterday, a big breakout. It was a triple top that we talked about yesterday on Snap and PayPal, and yesterday it broke through. Snap did not break through. PayPal broke through. So a big move on PayPal. And AMD, I'm looking to see if AMD is going to try to play catch up with Nvidia. So a lot of love around the chip stocks lately, and Nvidia, you guys see Nvidia, it's at all-time highs. It's going absolutely nuts. AMD had a very nice day yesterday off some news. Does AMD try to play a little bit of catch-up here? So let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and look at that chart today. What is AMC doing right now? Yeah, AMC is holding 60. So yesterday, AMC had a pretty good day, and it was able to hold above 60. It was able to close above $60 a share, which is big. That's previous resistance turning into support. So I can throw that in there at the end if we have some time. So I believe, let me look through. I think I have most of what you guys already, Neo and Xpeng. So I have most of what you guys wrote in the chat, and we'll see. I have quite a bit of stock, or quite a bit of charts already. Adobe. What's my background? I went to UCF, University of Central Florida. Got a finance degree. Graduated magna cum laude, like the top 5% of my class, which is not really that big of a deal, but I guess I just throw it in there. And then I worked for a Fortune 500 company for 4 years, and then I started this whole online presence, Desi Trade. So that's what I've done so far. And I also started I had a product that I launched in college. Maybe I can pull it up. It'd be funny to look at. This is it. Here's me in college. This is what I did in college. The auto hanger. I did it on Kickstarter. I raised $7,300 on Kickstarter. You put it in your air vent like that. See? That's my hand. That's my dad's old car that I took the photos in. This is my old Subaru. You got the glasses, you got the headphones, you got the purses. That's me right there. That's my face. You got air fresheners. You can hold your phone. So this is what I did in college. But then very poor business decisions. I used all that money for personal things and had no money to reinvest it into the company, so it died off. But it was cool. It was fun. It was a cool little college business. Oh, yeah, P-Man knows about the good old auto hanger. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into this. That was a fun time. I actually think I have one right here. I have one somewhere in this room. I could have sworn I saw it the other day. I made sure to keep one. I don't know where the hell it is. I got a bunch of crap in these drawers here. Yeah, I don't know where it is. It's somewhere. Yeah, the Dow has been down 5 days in a row. And look at the Nasdaq right now. It's starting to fall. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this. Sorry, guys, we're a little delayed here, but that's all right. It's Friday. Let's try to take it easy today after a big day yesterday. So Nasdaq, nice big move. You guys know, down uptrend, bounce, breaking through all-time highs yesterday. So we have this previous resistance that needs to hold this support on the Nasdaq, I believe, 14,000, which is right here, 14,000, and then 14,100, which we are now below. Actually, was another important level yesterday. So 14,000, 14,100. We sort of need to look at the shorter term time frames for this analysis, because you're starting to get close to these all-time highs. So here is the last few days on the NQ. 14,000 is right there. We were able to break above that. You guys can see multiple areas of support at 14 right here. 1, 2, 3. Now, if we do fall back down today, I do want to see us hold 14. So watch that 14 today. Ideally, I'd like to see us get back above here, because this was some previous support right here. You guys can see right here was where I would have liked to see us hold, right at this level. But we are now falling below that. So 14 is the level to watch, I believe, today, if we get that pullback, which I think is still totally normal. I mean, this was a huge move through all these resistance levels yesterday. Any type of pullback today, I'm really not too concerned about, unless we get really deep and we give up this. We do not want to give up this entire move. That's what you do not want to see, right? You do not want to see the Nasdaq do a complete, what is this pattern? Just an upside down U, an N, it's in lowercase n. You do not want to see that move down all the way back to around 13,860. So let's see if we can find some support at 14,000 today if we get down to that level. The Dow, this is the rotation that we can talk about real quick. Look at the last few days on the Dow. I mean, let's go to the last 20-day 1 hour. Last 20 days on the Dow have been just straight down, just really, really ugly. Just every day, down, down, down. The last 3 days have been really ugly. And now the Dow is actually through this important support here at 33,500. So look at this. We are well below the 50, well below the 20. What's this? Yeah, it's more of the inflation talk, tapering talk this morning. I saw one of you guys point that out. So big drop on the Dow. These levels right here are going to be very important. So you see these wicks right down here, 1, 2 wicks. This level also, these levels back here. So let me go into a 4 hour. You can probably see this a little better. Here we go. So here's the 4 hour on the Dow. We are at a crucial level here. I mean, this entire zone, it's going to be tough to know exactly where we find support. But this entire zone right here is going to be big. I mean, all the way down to 33,200, which is the bottom of this wick right here, 33,200. If we break that, you have a little bit more room here to the downside until any type of structure point. So we're in a very crucial area on the Dow, and the rotation has been a little concerning for those stocks. So if you go to the Nasdaq, look at the trend difference. So this is the last. This is from the 11th of May. So this is about a month right here. This uptrend is about a month. Now if we go to the last month on the Dow, the 11th, we did get a little bit of a push, but look at the last short-term move. So from the this is the 8th until the 18th. So 10 days. This is 10 days of straight down. And then the Nasdaq, the last 10 days, which starts right here, is straight up, right? So a very big rotation. I can actually do this by going to studies. I can add study, and I can compare with the Dow DJX. That doesn't look right. Let me make sure this is, you got to go to candles, apply. Okay. There we go. So here is, look at this. This is actually a great way to look at it. I know it's a little bit scary to look at and a little bit weird. Let me turn this white. Here you go. And we go to the daily chart. There we go. Perfect. So this is the Nasdaq and the Dow on a chart together, right? So these charts are together here. Now, if you look at the last few days, look at this fall. The white line, the white candles is the Dow. White candles is the Dow, and the normal candles is the Nasdaq. So you can see a big move higher here on the Nasdaq, while the Dow has been sliding off. So that's a good example of the rotation that we have been seeing right there. So that's the market rotation that I wanted to talk about. So make sure to keep an eye out for that. Nvidia, let's go. We're not going to go into this quick. I already talked about it. 2 flags on the daily, 2 flags on the 4-hour. We saw these in the live stream. Congratulations to anyone that took that. We're not going to waste our time on that again. Apple. So I have been holding an Apple 135 call for June 18th expiration, which is today, for almost a month now. And I've just been letting it ride because how I do swing trades. If you guys are new to the channel, I do swing trades by putting in an amount that I'm willing to lose. So no matter what happens, I'm just gonna let it ride. And if I lose on it, I lose on it. I'm perfectly fine with that. Yeah, I saw that GE reverse split. Interesting. So with Apple, we are breaking out of this downtrend right now. This is a big breakout. We've talked about this over the last few live streams, actually, looking to see if we can break above that 128 and that 130 level. And we did. We got through it. So we did find a little bit of resistance here at that trend line in the short term. So right here, you can see we got that resistance in the short term on this trend line right around here, 1, 2. We got through. We are now pulling back to it. So we do want to see a hold here at this trend line today. The Nasdaq's pulling back right now, which is definitely not going to help. Not going to help Apple today. So if this Nasdaq pulls back heavy, Apple's probably going to pull back below this trend line. But ideally, I'd like to see Apple hold above this trend line and try to make another higher high. I would like to see that on Apple for some continuation. But of course, we're going to have to see where the Nasdaq goes. The last time Apple got through this trend line temporarily was right here, and it got really harshly rejected. So let's see what happens. This is definitely something to watch. It's going to depend on where the tech market goes. It's going to depend on where the Nasdaq goes. But this is definitely a level to watch here on Apple on this trend breakout. Yeah, it is moving down right now, I know. Yeah, it's moving down because the Nasdaq. So we have some room to this trend line. Let's see if it can hold it today. Let's see where the Nasdaq finds support. We're just going to have to watch. Next is Square. So Square, we were talking about this support line right here, right? So we were watching this 203 area on Square, and look at this beautiful bounce that we have been getting right now. So a really nice bounce. Actually, I want to pull up the MACD and the RSI on this type of trade. I want to see, how it's performing, and see if we can try to see if that uptrend is maybe starting here. So, okay, so the MACD actually, was showing a better entry much longer ago. So if you trade with the MACD, you probably could have caught this a few days ago, actually a few weeks ago. So I feel like we may have talked about this on the live stream, actually, this MACD crossover. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. But if you see this, look at this MACD crossover. This was back on the 26th of May. This was right here. So you did have a little bit of a turn, a little bit of a pullback to that 20-day. But overall, if you trusted this MACD crossover, you'd be in a good position right now. You can see MACD is continuously moving on a nice higher uptrend, the blue line crossover there, and then RSI still has some room. RSI still has room, guys, to the upside. So, every time we've gotten a little bit of a pullback is when that RSI hit around 70. Right now we're at 60. So we have some room to the upside on Square. If tech can hold up, this is going to be a precursor for everything I talk about. If tech can hold up, if the Nasdaq can hold up, this is a great trade here on Square. Plenty of room to the upside. You have that nice support here at this 205, 210 area. Nice little higher low. You guys can see this higher low that was put in right here. So we have that uptrend. As long as you hold this uptrend, I think you have a lot of room up here. I mean, this is a lot of room on Square. This is almost a 20% move to the upside. So keep an eye on Square here. This is definitely one to keep an eye out for. Roku. Roku, I think, is lagging and may be able to play catch up. It's been under a lot of pressure, but look at how far off Roku is from the highs. And you have a lot of tech stocks that are pretty close to the highs. So 27, 28% off the highs. Do I place a stop loss? Depends on depends on my trading strategy. But for scalping, no. I use like a mental stop. When I see it, the technicals break down, I just get out myself. So Roku is very interesting to me. It held this trend line really nicely yesterday. So if I go to let me go to the 4 hour. Here we go. Here we go. So here is the MACD. I'm sorry, MACD. I'm reading it from the chat. Here is Roku. Here is the 4 hour. And here is the trend line that I am watching. Yesterday, a beautiful bounce off this trend line right here. Obviously with tech strength, with Nasdaq strength, so it definitely helped out. But a nice little trend line bounce here on Roku. And I am just waiting to see. I'm actually going to create an alert here. Create alert at or above. Let's go 370. So I want to know if Roku is getting above this 370 because there is a lot of upside on Roku if it can break out of this heavy resistance. So you have, let me see. Do we have a clear downtrend here? Yeah, so we have this downtrend that has broken, right? We have this downtrend that has broken on Roku. It is starting to move higher. It is starting to make higher lows. So 1, 2, 3, higher lows, higher highs. If Roku can continue on this trend line, if we can continue to hold this trend line into the future, let's say, and ignore this downtrend, now that it is broken, we broke the downtrend, we are now uptrending. If we can continue this uptrend, break over 370, break over this high of around 390, I think Roku can get moving here. So I want to continue to watch Roku. I really like the pullback. I like the name. And if tech really heats up into the coming months, Roku is one that I definitely want to be watching. So that is Roku. This is also a very similar chart to RK. So you guys know I've been telling you that I've been buying RK. I will continue to buy RK. I think this is a great discounted ETF if you want diversification and some exposure into growth stocks, into tech stocks. If you want exposure into growth and you want some type of diversification, I think RK is a great way to do it. And I'm personally, don't take this as an opinion or don't take this as a recommendation. I'm just letting you know so that if it goes down, you know that I'll be losing money. So I know some people secretly like to see other people lose money. I know it's like that. But I'm gonna be adding into RK here. I'm gonna be adding into RK here. I think this is a great little opportunity, and I think Kathy Wood. I think I can believe in her a little bit that if growth comes back, that her fund should manage this ETF correctly. So let's see. That's just off the side note of this opportunity that I see in RK. Next is PayPal. PayPal. So we talked about PayPal yesterday. This was part of that triple top that we were talking about on PayPal on Snap. So let me go to Snap real quick. I'll show you Snap. Here's Snap. You can see we didn't quite get through that top just yet. We didn't quite get through that top on Snapchat. But if we go to PayPal, we can see we did. So we got through that triple top yesterday on PayPal. So 1, 2, 3, 4 attempts. Chart is blinking heavily. Does everything look all right, guys? Brittany, hopefully everything looks all right. It says stream is healthy. Watching on the phone. NAKD is pumping. I'll take a second break here and see if everything good. Good for Preston. All right. Well, maybe just the phone. Maybe restart the stream, Brittany. So let's go ahead and continue. So we have a nice little quadruple top on 275, and we're breaking through that. So we're actually coming back down to it right now. So you can see yesterday just a ridiculous move on PayPal, just straight up. And right when we got through this level, if I actually go to the 1 minute, you might actually see a break and retest here. A little bit. You got a breakout, a little bit of a retest here of 275, held pretty nicely. But it did hold it pretty well all day after that breakout up to 279 yesterday on PayPal. So a big breakout, and now we are moving right back down into it. So right here in the pre-market, we are at 275.50 on the ask price. So I want to see, can PayPal hold this 275 today that you see on the daily chart? If we can, great. If not, let's see, how this market reacts. If it's a big, nasty market reaction, wow, the Dow's down 317 points right now. That's crazy. Almost 1% down on the Dow. So Dow has been getting crushed lately. So PayPal 275. Let's see if that holds. That's what I'll be watching. Next, AMD. AMD. So I actually just realized we have this pretty distinct downtrend on AMD. I didn't see that earlier. So here we go. Let's jump into AMD here. So AMD. So one reason I'm thinking about, I'm looking into AMD is because you guys know Nvidia has been going nuts. So AMD, Nvidia, competitors in the chip space, and AMD has really done nothing. I don't love how AMD trades. I'm not a big fan of trading AMD short term or even in the medium term. I'd much rather just be a long-term investor here because the chart is pretty choppy. I mean, look at this chop for almost a year. Almost a year long, we have sort of chopped sideways. So very interesting. But I'm now looking this downtrend that we have formed, and we moved into it yesterday. So I want to see, are we going to break this downtrend, or are we going to find resistance at this level? This is a nice little bull flag that we have here, to be honest. You have a nice downtrend. You have these nice support levels around 75. Let's see if we can break through this downtrend. If not, you're going to see a rejection, and you're going to continue probably to just trade sideways on AMD. If you sort of delete this downtrend, you also have some really intense tops here around 87. So you have a strong sideways channel. You have this entire area of resistance here on AMD, and that really scares me. That scares me to play AMD because I know that there is some really scary resistance up here on AMD at around 87. So you need to be aware of this if you are in this play. You need to be aware of this resistance. You can be happy with this support here because it is held multiple times. So you are in this channel right here on AMD between the red and the green. You also have this downtrend. What did I just do? Why is this downtrend different now? Oh, I was taking it from here. So you sort of have this down. Let's see if it wicks again at it. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think those 4 touches should confirm that downtrend. Usually I like to see 3 touches of a trend to confirm the downtrend. I think that's a pretty strong one. I would be watching it. If we break through it, then we definitely know that there is strong resistance here at 87s. So let's watch it. Let's see what happens here on AMD. Let's do a real quick recap on the Nasdaq. Where are we right now on the SPY and the Nasdaq? Do you take trade right at open? No, I don't usually take trades right at open. That's a very risky thing to do. If you guys ever listen to Confessions of a Market Maker, it's a podcast on Spotify. It's a market maker that's on a podcast. He tells us all. He talks about all the secrets of like market makers and stuff that goes on. And he says trading in the morning is probably the stupidest thing that a retail trader can do. So I'm gonna trust what he says because that's when he says they take advantage of retail traders, just because of how choppy it is. So I stay away. So here is the Nasdaq. Here we are right now. Here is that support area from yesterday, around 1460. So let's see, does that hold here? You guys see this previous support from yesterday? Let's see. That's where we are finding support right now on the NQ. So if I zoom in a little bit, there it is. You guys can see it right there. I'm actually going to send this to the chat. 1 second. All right. Wow, we got 345 people. Thank you guys for stopping by. If you're enjoying the stream so far, I'd appreciate if you press that like button. You can also subscribe to the channel. That would be awesome. So, the SPY. Let's look at this. Okay, this is a little concerning on the SPY. Let's do a quick recap on the futures because we have a lot of movement right now, and then we're going to get into some of the stuff that you guys want to look at. So, share the video link. Like to the stream, you guys can just here. So we have this pretty big top here on the ES. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 times that we found resistance here around 42.38. You also have this secondary resistance 1, 2, 3, and after we fell below it. This is a little bit of a concerning look for the ES because look what happened. You have a push higher, and instead of making a higher high, you made a lower high. So 1, 2, you made a lower high here on the S&P. You guys see that, right? It's like a stair step. So 1 high, high, and you are now breaking. So if we break this level, you do not want to see us fail. If we come down and we fail again at this level and do that, that is the start of a downtrend, right? So you want to see us try to hold this demand zone right here on the ES. Let me delete that. You guys can see very clearly that we have a lot of support here on the ES. So I want to see that hold right here around 41.8, 41.7. That is what I'll be watching today to see if we can hold this level. And then also, of course, we have now resistance here at around 42.10, 42.20. So let's see, can this hold today on the ES? Oh, of the market. Oh, you talking about share the video link of the podcast? It's on Spotify. Just type it in. Confessions of a Market Maker. So ES, that's pretty interesting. Nice little downtrend there. Don't panic today, guys. We had a 2% move on the market yesterday for the tech stocks, so it is totally normal to give back some of this. So I try to tell my chat this a lot. Everyone starts panicking when they see a red pre-market. But this is a sort of a normal move. I mean, Nasdaq it's not normal for the Nasdaq to go up 2% in a single day. That is not normal. So yesterday's move was abnormal. And if you give back a little bit of an abnormal move, you need to relax and you need to understand that the market cannot continue to go up 2% in a day, every single day. So a pullback today is actually very healthy for the market, and it would not be something that I would be concerned about, at least at this very moment. Of course, I could eat my words here if something really nasty starts happening, but right now, a 2% move up on the NQ and a small pullback about 0.5% this morning is not concerning. So please just remember what happened in the past. Remember what kind of move we saw yesterday. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into some of the charts that you guys want to look at. NICE, nice. So here's the daily. You have very nice support on nice, right around here, around 214. So look at that support right there. Very strong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times we have found support here on NICE. Big move yesterday, it looks like. Big green candle. I would just be watching this entire resistance. This is some heavy resistance in this entire area here. You have all of these highs that have not been able to break through. So you have these highs right here, and on top of that, you also have a 100-day moving average that is going to turn it into rejection. So look at this. You have multiple areas of resistance. 1, 2. You have 3. You got a little bit of a move higher, but you can see how strongly we moved down lower. You turned it back into resistance. So watch this 230. It looks like 230. And then you also have the 100-day right here. So definitely some important resistance above on NICE. If you're looking to be bullish on it, this is a difficult time to get into it because this is just a lot of choppiness. And getting into plays on this choppiness before you see some type of bullish confirmation is a little bit more of a gamble, in my opinion, and not a trade that I would want to be taking. So that's NICE. Watch that support at 214 and watch that resistance at 230. Airbnb, I absolutely love Airbnb, and this is for a long-term play. So if you're thinking about it short-term, what did I do? If you're looking at it short-term, I'm not too worried about the short-term, but long-term, I think you have some really nice support. We were talking about Airbnb down here at 133. I want to see it continue to stair-step back up into this resistance of 170. So Airbnb, you have a little bit of a top here. If we go into the shorter term, I can show you where we're starting to find some rejection. So actually, let's go into the 4-hour, and you guys can see this pretty clear, right? So here is the 4-hour on Airbnb, and you can see this top that I already have. So I've been looking at this myself. It's not just on the live streams. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times we found a rejection here at 152 area. So you need to break through this. You need to break through this 152 to continue higher on Airbnb. You also need to hold 145 because if you break 145, you are no longer holding an uptrend here. You need to see higher lows form. So if we break 145, you are no longer making higher lows, right? Because where's the higher low? You have a low. You need to have a higher low here form for this trend to be bullish. So you don't want to see a break under 145, and to continue this trend, we need to see a nice move right through 152. Something very similar to this. You guys see this? See this big break and then a retest? You need to see that big break, a retest, and then you get that consolidation at a new higher low at 152. So you have these stair steps, 133, 145, 152. Maybe the next is 160. So those are the trends that you need to start forming to make that uptrend. That is what I would be looking for on Airbnb. Next is I'll put, if you guys are recommending charts, I'll put them on the list, but recommending them at 1 minute before the stream technically ends, probably not going to get to it. BlackBerry, meme stock. I would just watch this downtrend. If it doesn't break this downtrend, it ain't going anywhere. So watch the downtrend right here on BNB or BB and see if it can break above it. Boeing. So Boeing is one I wanted to talk about. Boeing is getting hammered because of the Dow rotation. So a lot of money flowing out of the Dow and going into tech stocks, and that is not helping Boeing. So a pretty nasty rejection here at these levels of 257. You did get this nice move out of this bull flag that we talked about, right? So multiple bull flags, breakouts. This one got heavily rejected here at 257. So to stay bullish long term, I need to see Boeing hold this trend line here this long-term trend line. If we go to the weekly chart, you guys can see, here's the weekly chart. Weekly chart on Boeing. I need to see this hold this support line, this trend line, to continue to be bullish here. You have this strong resistance at 257. That does not want to break. I'm going to end this with Tesla, and then we're going to get out of here, guys. 360 viewers. Thank you so much, guys. That's, I think, the most we've ever had. If you could, before you head out, before we get into Tesla, I know a lot of you probably want to see Tesla, but I would really appreciate if you could press that like button for me. So let's go ahead and delete these lines, clean this up a little bit, and redo this analysis live for you, and then we'll jump out of here and we'll have ourselves a good Friday. So weekly chart, strong 550 support, big downtrend, so a nice bull flag here on the weekly. I mean, this is a clean bull flag, and when we get this breakout, I think it's going to be a big breakout. So strong weekly. If we go to the daily, we can see a very similar chart, right? So here's the daily chart on Tesla. A nice little bull flag, nice little formation, strong support at 550, some consolidation to the downside. We are now holding, we are holding above these 600 levels. I need to see this breakout right here. I need to see this breakout. If this happens, I think Tesla's going to ignite, and we're going to get a little bit more momentum into this name. You have the 50-day and 100-day above. If we go into some short-term time frames here, let's go into the 20-day hourly. So if we look at the 20-day hourly, we know that the 625 level has been extremely tough. So this entire area has been rock solid resistance, and we have not been able to get through it. So one right here, red. Let's make that a little bit more transparent. Keep that on the charts today. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really tough around 624, 625. I would be watching that level. This was the uptrend that we were watching, right? So remember, we were watching this uptrend. We did break it. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We broke through that uptrend. We now recovered pretty well, but we have really tough resistance up here, guys. So this 625 level needs to break for a continued bullish move here on Tesla. That is all that I'd be waiting for. To be very bullish on Tesla, to be comfortable trading this, I need to see a break above 625 because there is some really tough resistance up here. The Options Insider t-shirt, I'm working on it. I'm working on the whole brand. Hopefully soon. So that's Tesla. Watch 625, and of course, you really just need to watch these previous lows as well. So you do not want to see this break below these previous lows from yesterday, right? So let's see. So guys, that's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream today. It's Friday. Go enjoy yourself. Don't lose money today. If you don't see anything, just get out of here. It could be, it's a questionable day on the market. We're down in the pre-market, but I wouldn't be too scared or too concerned. Let's see what happens. Let's watch the price action. Before you head out, if you could, press that like button. Let's get this to a 200. Why not? We have 350 people. I'd love to see 200 likes on the live stream. Subscribe to the channel for some more live streams. I'm here every day, Monday through Friday. Got the landscaper blowing the leaves outside, so sorry about that. Yeah, landscaper's back. Subscribe to the channel if you want to stay tuned for some more videos, more live streams. If you want to join the Discord chat, it's $1 a day. It's about $29.99. And if you use the discount code, it's the last day is today. It's 30% off your first 3 months. So once again, guys, thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you in the next live stream.